How you guys doing? Thanks for joining me. Listen, this is going to be one of the more important videos that you'll have a chance to watch. I'm going to get very specific with you and explain a lot of things. Few people can see this, but you're in your carbon 666 meat pack made of 50 trillion prisons, which you call cells, and you're trapped in this kundalini. Your source is actually your heart, where that energy, that source of self is, that is trapped in your body, and now it's forced to take a shit, get horny, get hungry, a pain in your heart, a frog in your throat, get a headache, and your scalp will tighten up when you're freaked out. You're a reptilian at the core of your brain. They tell you on every brain chart that you're reptilian at the core of your brain and it's responsible for fight or flight. The Eye of Horus is your brain chopped in half and see from the side, line for line. That's called your Satan porthole. Everything you know is a reverse of truth. You were supposed to be raised on telepathy, but you were given language virus and words or black magic spells. That language virus reduced your brain down to 10% capacity. You learned spelling or spell casting in school, and you could download free audio reversal software and say into it, "Yes, we can," like the president tells you to do, and you'll hear on the playback in your own voice, "Thank you, Satan." It's that Dr. David John Oates was a runner-up for a Nobel laureate for discovering reverse speech is always truthful. And what that means is that you could say, if somebody writes you a letter, you can speak that into the software and play back and hear any lies that they wrote out. If somebody speaks lies to you, or if you want to take my video or whatever video and feed that audio into the software and play it back, you'll hear any lies that anybody speaks exposed. Being you have to reverse the audio to expose any lies, people call it black magic spells that everybody's speaking. Now, you were told, make no engraven images, no false idols, and that you go around praying to God and Jesus and all these things, and you can't see that these are all symbols of Saturn or Satan. Saturn, said in Latin, is Satan. Many people say that since we're in the Saturn moon matrix, that computer that keeps control of this hologram that we're trapped in, the name of that computer is Saturn, and it's inside Satan, inside Saturn, and that would be the hexagram that you see at the North Pole of Saturn, and the eye at the South Pole of Saturn, and the ring, like your wedding ring, your Nike. These are all symbols that your biofield energy is flowing through. It's symbols of the language of the universe and the conduit that your energy is flowing. You take your energy from the one true sun above your head and plant and animal, and you feed it nonstop to the black hole sun. You know your GMOs are killing you. I showed you a video that all your enriched foods are killing you. You can drag a cornflake or any one of your cereals across water using only a magnet. It's that there's iron metal filings in your food. Iron is what makes your blood red when it touches the air. Your masters have blue blood. When they bleed, they have blue blood because they have a high copper content. And listen, people, you are fed the reverse of truth in all things. When you wake up, you realize that you are the food class, and you can't have any knowledge because knowledge is power, and you're not allowed to have power. You are indoctrinated. Clearly, you put that on your head when you graduate. If you go to Mecca, you go counterclockwise around that cube, symbolizing Saturn. Now, the Kaaba is the cube, and Allah, their God, the cube God, and Jewish people have the Kabbalah, which is the cube God. Catholics take the body of Christ, the blood of Christ. That's black cannibal magic. You can't see it, but they used to call Saturn Little Zeus in a previous age, which translates to Jesus. So when you hear Jesus Christ, you're hearing Little Zeus Kronos. Now, you know, make no engraven images, no false idols. To pray to God is to tell God that you don't approve of His plan, the divine plan. Everything you know to be true is a lie, people. It's that you're caught in the Saturn moon matrix. When you die, you'll see a light, and you'll go into the light, and you'll end up at the moon. Your memory will be erased, and you'll be placed back into an embryo. Now, you know they tell you in your Kundalini awakening to let the light in, come through your crown chakra, which is your Satan porthole. Coming down through your Satan porthole here. And clearly, people, you were fed the reverse of truth. The church is the one ushering in the New World Order. Clearly, they go door to door pushing these things, a one world government. Why do we need one? Is it possible? Who's really qualifies to rule? See the cubes right there? That's the cube, like the Jewish people put on arm and forehead. And there's only one way to unfold the cube, and that's into your Satan cross. Your Jesus is Satan cross. Now, the cube, the ring, and the eye is on everything. You were born into sign, not sin. The X and Y, like X and Y chromosome. There's the X looking down on top of a pyramid, a symbol of Saturn. And there's the Y right there, symbol of Saturn. Listen, people. You've been squared. They squared you. And you've seen the Pac-Man moon. Everything they rub in your face. Listen, they don't spend billions of dollars a year on movies and TV shows to entertain you. It's lesser magic being rubbed in your face to take your blood off your master's hands. You eat Satan's poison food. You drink his fluoridated water. You take his poison vaccines. You use his money. The symbol of the Saturn, the symbol of the snake, symbol of control is right on your money and the pyramid on the back. You know that this is all rubbed in your face nonstop. You speak black magic spells. You have time virus. And time is only for the slaves to get to work on time, get the job on time, pay their taxes on time. You have God virus. You place the power of creation outside of you. They clearly put over here, Earth's new ruler. Look at this. Sunday is not supposed to be the day of worship anyways. God's kingdom, they rub this shit in your face. Listen, people, you need to adopt the persona of the Antichrist yourself and usher in heaven on earth. Money has to go, people. The mark of the beast, that's funny because you already have the mark of the beast. You're a carbon 666 meat pack that you're in. You're trapped in cells and you're trapped in your kundalini. Money needs to go and so does time. It's that everything that we need to do is, if we want to chop down the rich down to size, then we stop taking money or whatever thing that they want to pay with, and it has to be that we do everything out of selfless acts of kindness and love for each other. Now, you're in a holographic illusion right now, a two-dimensional flatlander, and you can't detect it. Look up, science proves it's a two-dimensional illusion that you're living in. It's that they have machines that can prove this stuff now. And they rub this shit in your face that vampirism is real. They put on the TV the Harvard study that old dying mice eating baby mice get young again. It's that the fountain of youth is the forbidden fruit, which is the children, your children. You say to your kid, you're the apple of my eye, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The forbidden fruit is the blood of your children, and you're a cannibal and you can't detect it. It's that you take the body of Christ and the blood of Christ, if you're Catholic, and you put that cross around your neck. And you see they bow down to that cross. In Mecca, they bow down. Jewish people bow down with that cube on their head. Everybody knows, make no engraven images, no false idols. Everybody is a silly human slave who knows nothing of truth. Now, your kundalini is clearly a trap. Your heart is where the source of self is. And you need to start doing sun gazing, and sun gazing deactivates your pineal gland and helps shut down the system. Now, this is a fact, people, that darkness is what opens up your pineal gland, like when you're sleeping and your eyes are closed, and it puts DMT into your brain. And when you're dying, DMT, when your eyes are closed and you're dying, and when you're coming into this world and it's dark, and it's that light is what deactivates this system, people. Now, earthing, I've noticed by doing barefoot walking on dry, non-conductive soil and sun gazing, changes everything, people. I'm telling you that you become superhuman through sun gazing. I'm informing you, not at all asking you, that you can't see anything unless somebody like me points it out to you. I do these things over here showing you all the symbols and everything, and to you they mean nothing. And I'm telling you it's on everything. You think the cube, the ring, and the eye on everything means nothing? The eye is the south pole of Saturn. The cube is the north pole of Saturn. You can see it on everything. It's Minecraft. If you're watching Comedy Central, it's the C and the C that's looking down on top of Saturn. It's that you put the cube on your head when you graduate. It's literally the cube, the ring, and the eye. Everything is Saturn. You have little Zeus, which is Saturn, and Zeus, which is Jupiter. And this cube, and you're trapped in sign, not sin. Everything you know to be true is the reverse of truth, people. It's that your kundalini is a trap. Your body is a trap. They told you you're made up of cells, 50 trillion prisons. Clearly, people, that you're trapped by your body. Now, yes, these guys will drink your blood and rape you. These reptilians, they rub it in your face. See my channel, Reptilian Shapeshifters. Now, you are a reptilian at the core of your brain, and it says it's responsible for fight or flight. You would be the food class, the slave class. They tell you that they made humans to mine gold, and then look at Saturn, the only gold planet. It's clear, people, that Saturn is where all the energy is going. It's where attention goes, energy flows, symbols of the language of the universe, and the symbols are right there. You're on the New World Order, which is the internet itself. It's tracking you. Everywhere you go with your smartphone, you're a cyborg. You can't even detect it. It's that time made you a slave because now you get to work on time, get the job on time, and your cell phone made you a cyborg. Everywhere you go, you're being tracked. Every email you make, every text you make. So you have gold fever virus, time virus, God virus, language virus. Everything you know is a reverse of truth. Your kundalini is a trap. I recommend that if you're going to do sun gazing, you do 10 seconds your very first day, barefoot on dry non-conductive soil, and every day on non-conductive soil, but you add 10 seconds a day each day after, working up to 44 minutes, and then you switch to 10 minutes 3 times a week. When you get around 6 months doing this, you'll notice that your body stops wanting to eat, and you're getting all your energy directly through the sun. This is real. I'm telling you as a sun gazer, not at all asking you, that everything you know is the reverse of truth. Everybody has their thoughts on this and that, and I'm telling you, as a sun gazer, this shit is real. You should be able to figure this out. They tell you to open up your kundalini and let the light in and whatnot. That's when you die, you see the light, you end up at the moon, getting your memory erased in the Pac-Man moon and placed back into an embryo. They rub the shit in your face, people. Your source of self is your heart. And you need to get back to selfless acts of kindness, sun gazing, and start uniting peacefully out of love for each other and a common cause of survival. Get to my channel for truth and catch up on reality. I love you.
So you see here, the ancient people would take livestock, wealth, family out on the sea, and the captain and the navigators had to spill their blood over their intent to return those souls home safely. Before you go off to a war and leave your house and your wife with your brother, you know, you're going to make him spill his blood over his intent. If you come home and she's knocked up with kids and stuff and you're missing a leg because you were at war or something like this, you know, back then things were much simpler. They wrote shit out on paper. They spilt their blood over their intent so that there was no fucking mistaking it. So, you know, I put up this blood. I realized that I can see shit nobody else can see. And it doesn't matter what anybody else believes. I know what the fuck is up. And I recommend you place your blood beside ours on YouTube with that title right there. Blood over intent. You tag it in description. And you stand strong with your brethren, blood thicker than water, in a common cause of bringing forth heaven on earth for the benefit of all. You got to keep it vague just like that. Because, listen, people, I'm uniting the dark and the light, the good and the bad. It's no soul left behind. The idea is to get to this holy grail in like a 3-wave type thing. A first wave, a second wave, a third wave. The first wave is people like you who placed your blood beside my own. That's the lamb's blood on your door. The second wave will be your loved ones. You know, you're putting up your blood for them. And we're going to lead the way. 144,000 strong. And it's not going to cost you anything. This is biblical stuff. I literally stand here on gallons of blood with the Holy Spear. Millions of motherfucking witnesses. Look, there's over 15 million witnesses on my channel. And what I'm saying to you is that there's thousands upon thousands of people with their blood beside my own. For you to even try and count them all right now, it would be ridiculous. You couldn't get to the end of it. You'd get bored before getting to the end of it. What I'm saying to you is that it's working. We're getting out of here alive.